Britain had survived a war, but in 1947 it found itself in a new battle, not against bombs or blackouts, but against the horrifying possibility that there might be no biscuits left in the tin. It began with the worst winter anyone could remember. Snow piled up like badly stacked sacks of flour. Coal froze on railway platforms. Factories slowed, then stopped. And inside warm little kitchens across the country, housewives stared at empty biscuit tins with a kind of dread usually reserved for tax letters and unexpected visits from the vicar. The Ministry of Food, already juggling shortages of nearly everything edible, issued a new decree. Biscuit production must be cut by 25%. The reason? There simply wasn't enough sugar or fat to keep the nation in custard creams. Overnight, a country that once had over 350 biscuit varieties found itself reduced to perhaps 20. 20? A national tragedy disguised as a number. Grocers knew the storm was coming. They propped "No biscuits today" signs in their windows, bracing for the inevitable complaints. Some customers queued anyway, convinced the sign was a decoy, a clever ploy to hide a secret stash of digestives. It was. Nothing was hidden. Shelves were bare. The biscuit section looked like it had been cleared by a raccoon with a grudge. Letters began appearing in newspapers. One mother wrote, in spirit if not verbatim, "My children ask daily for biscuits. I have none to give them." Others begged the ministry to reconsider. Surely the country could survive without many things: petrol, stockings, sunshine, but not without something to dunk in tea. Even Parliament became involved. MPs stood, stiff and solemn, and demanded explanations. In January 1947, the House of Lords discussed the reduction in biscuits and in cakes and flour confectionery, as if civilization itself were teetering on the edge. By March, the Ministry of Food admitted that the situation was worse than expected. And that was putting it mildly. In living rooms across Britain, people hoarded their ration book points, guarding them like tiny, perforated treasure. When a shipment of biscuits did arrive, word spread faster than gossip in a village post office. People hurried to the shops, hoping to snag even the plainest, driest, most uninspired biscuit imaginable. A biscuit was a biscuit. In those days, one didn't judge. And yet, despite the gloom, there was something oddly unifying about it. Neighbors swapped stories. "I managed to get half a packet on Tuesday. Well, my cousin in Kent says they've seen a whole shelf." Some even shared biscuits, an act of generosity so profound that historians should probably list it as an official form of bravery. Slowly, quietly, things began to change. As the year went on and supplies stabilized, factories hummed back to life. Sugar shipments increased. The ministry eased restrictions. And one by one, the beloved biscuits of Britain returned to the shelves, cautiously at first, like shy animals after a storm, then proudly, as if they'd never left. For many, it felt like the war had finally ended. Not in 1945, as the history books said, but in 1947, the moment someone opened a familiar tin and found something inside besides disappointment. Looking back, it's almost funny. A nation that endured bombings, rationing, and freezing winters was nearly undone by shortbread. But that's the thing about small comforts. They matter. They're the little threads that hold a frayed country together. During the darkest days, a simple biscuit meant normalcy, warmth, and a good dunk in a hot cup of tea. And when biscuits returned, hope returned with them, crumbly, sweet, and a little bit triumphant.